Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy, the Don John, back with another video, and today we're gonna be reading some Reddit stories. Cause believe it or not, your boy does like to read stories, especially when it's like drama or like people cheating or people like backstabbing each other or just stuff like that. Just stories that you can find online. You know that are either true or maybe someone just was bored and decided to write it themselves, make up a story. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. Got some Black Ops 2 on the background because lately, the whole Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 ports were brought to PS4 and PS5, but your boy ain't got no PS4 or PS5. I only got my PC, so Plutonium it is. But alright, guys, let's get started. Here's the first story. Okay, so we have this story, and it says, "Am I the asshole for blowing up on my parents for stealing my inheritance and college fund that I had saved up for my entire life? Ever since I was a little child, I've been saving money for university. Since I was 6 years old, I've saved every dollar from birthdays and gifts. By 14, I was babysitting, tutoring, and helping my uncle. The second I turned 16, I got a grocery store job working as many hours as legally allowed. I never spent my money on stupid stuff. I reminded myself that temporary fun was nothing compared to studying abroad. Because I was a minor, my parents controlled my bank account, so every time I got paid, I handed it to them for my college and future fund. I estimate I saved at minimum 20,000 of my own blood, sweat, and tears was saved in that account for over 12 years. Recently, my grandfather passed away and left me 10,000, which went directly into that same account. So I knew I was sitting on about 30,000. I turned 18 last month, so the very next day I opened a new account under my name only and went home to ask my parents to transfer the 30k over. At first, they gave excuses like the bank portal was down or we need to go in person for an amount this big. This dragged out for 3 weeks until I couldn't let it slide. Finally, last night, I snapped. I sat at the kitchen table and told them I wasn't leaving until they logged into the account right in front of me and initiated the transfer. My dad got defensive, calling me disrespectful, but I didn't back down and I kept pushing, asking why they wouldn't just show me the screen. My mom started crying and my dad finally cracked and admitted it. There was no 30k. There was exactly $2,140 left. I completely blacked out with rage, asking where nearly $28,000 went. They had spent it. Whenever they were tight on cash or wanted something, they dipped into my account. The inheritance money? Gone to pay off my dad's credit card debt. When I screamed at them for stealing from the kid, they completely flipped the script. My mom started gaslighting me, acting like I was an ungrateful brat. She said we didn't steal it, we spent it on you. They listed things that they bought me, using my money. My braces, food, winter coats, and my portion of the electricity. You know, the basic legal requirements of keeping a child alive. They literally guilt tripped me for existing, saying, "Kids are expensive, you have no idea what it costs. You owed us this." I told them they were disgusting thieves, packed 2 trash bags of clothes, and went to my friend's house. My phone has been blowing up since then. My parents are sending me essays about how I broke my mother's heart and need to apologize. Even my aunt texted me saying I was out of line and families help each other out. I have a feeling that my parents are lying to my family. I literally have no idea what to do next, and if I should just apologize and let it go, since I've already received a partial scholarship offer to a university that was on my wish list. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Am I the asshole? So I think it's fair to say, and I like to think that everybody agrees that no, dude, you are not the asshole in this situation. They're your parents, okay? They raised you, taught you right from wrong. I'm pretty sure they taught you, A, don't steal money from people because that was your money that you had saved up from since you were young. You saved it from birthdays, gifts, babysitting, tutoring, helping people out like your uncle. And when you turned 16, you got a job, your own job, which you got paid for by, paychecks. And you gave it to your parents to put it in your savings fund. And then they literally took that money and wasted it on themselves or even on you. Which, no, dude, that was your money. They were not supposed to do that. That is so fucked up, and I'm so sorry that that happened to you. Now, when it comes to what you should do, whether you should apologize and just forgive them or forget about it, if it was me, personally, no, I'm sorry, but I would probably cut off my parents. I'd let them know, like, hey, you fucked up. You were not supposed to do that. That was my money. I'm out of here. Or either pay me back or, I'm sorry, no. That's not something a parent is supposed to do. And I can't tell you what to do. I can't even give you a good opinion. I gave you my opinion on what I will do, but ultimately the decision is up to you whether you want to cut them off or at least try to forgive them. But congratulations on the scholarship. At least you could go down that path and go to university. And yeah, no, dude, you're not the asshole in this situation. All right, guys. So here's the second story. And quick, before I started, I actually chose this story. It's a small one. It's a small story, but I actually chose this story because I can relate to it so much. Because if you guys know, if you look back at my old videos, I do have some Dead by Daylight videos, but not as much. I won't post it as much no more because I did get burned out. And my friend loves that game so much. He plays it a lot. Now, nothing happened between us, but just like I can relate to it because I get burnt out and I had to stop playing it for a bit, even though he wants to continue playing it. But, anyways, alright. Am I the asshole for wanting to take a break when I was tired of playing video games with a former friend? Me, 30-year-old male, was friends with someone, 45-year-old male, and we used to play Dead by Daylight a lot. However, there was a time when I was getting burned out with the game, and I wanted to take a break. I told this to my friend. I told this to my friend about this, and he got really upset as he wanted to play non-stop 12 hours a day. Took a couple of my friends to convince him otherwise to get him to calm down. Fast forward 2 months later, and he randomly cut me off, talking really bad about me, all because I was busy with my personal life, despite checking up on seeing if he's alright, only for him to throw me under the bus just like that. So with that, am I the asshole for wanting to take a break from video games with someone who was very addicted? So like I said in the beginning, I relate to this because my friend, who y'all know as Zach Isaac, if y'all watch my previous videos, he loves Dead by Daylight and he plays it every day non-stop. But me, I like it. It's a love and hate relationship with the game, and the community is toxic as hell. And yeah, I stopped playing it. I recently installed it and played it a little more, but it's not really my type of game. But no, you're not the asshole in this situation because he knows you need a break. I understand from my own personal experience. The game can sometimes be bullshit. The community is toxic, or you just have personal things in your life that you gotta take care of, and you don't have time to play video games in general. But nope, your friend, he's a real dick. And no, Isaac, I'm not comparing you to this guy. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just relate to being burned out from Dead by Daylight. Am I the asshole for not liking my boyfriend's mom? I apologize if this rambles. I've been dealing with this for about a year, and her behavior has become much less subtle. My boyfriend, who's 19, and I, as well 19, have known each other since middle school. We reunited the summer before senior year, started dating, and everything was great. During senior year, he told me his parents about me. He's Nigerian, so I expected some cultural differences. His dad didn't seem to care very much, but his mom became very involved. At first she was kind, talked to me often, and invited me over, so I thought she accepted me. After prom, everything changed. My boyfriend, who never really had a curfew, suddenly had to be home by 8:30 every night during the summer before leaving for college. She also said we didn't need to see each other so often. I understand wanting balance, but this was right before he moved away. She started arguing with him about me where I could hear, saying I was spending all his money and would make him fail school. She even monitored his bank account and questioned every purchase. One time he bought me a $2 drink and she called him within minutes asking what he spent money on and questioned him while I was right there. To be fair, my boyfriend spends money on me because he wants to. He's told me many times it makes him happy and I even tell him no sometimes. I understand why a parent might worry, but after he's repeatedly told her it's his choice, it feels unfair that I'm so treated like the problem. I also found out his parents took him to a cultural event hoping he'd meet a girl from his own ethnicity, which honestly hurt. At first, I wish my boyfriend defended me more, but recently he's become more independent, ignoring some of her phone calls, staying out later with me, my family, or friends. Since then, her behavior has gone only worse. My boyfriend usually brushes it off, but I can't help feeling resentful toward her. Am I the asshole for not liking my boyfriend's mom? So, no, you're not the asshole in this situation, but I can like very little understand why the mom is acting that way because I feel like this is just something most mom and not every mom has to go through. That whenever they raise a child, they're super protective, but then it gets to the point where the child is fully grown. They have to go out into the world, do stuff on their own, move out, and they have friends or a girlfriend, possibly a girlfriend or boyfriend, and whatever the situation is, and they feel like they're losing that child to the world or whatever. So they act out in a way that is weird in my opinion, but understandable. They're losing the child pretty much. They're not a kid no more, and they don't know how to feel about that. So they'll react in this situation. That's how the mom is reacting. She feels like she's losing her kid to you. He's about to move to college, which also isn't helping. So she's being very protective towards him. And yeah, I say maybe wait a little longer and just try to understand her, or even just sit down and have a talk with her. I feel like that'll probably set things and clear some things. It'll clear the air. But if she continues for like, I don't know, a year or even longer, then she's probably unredeemable. But yeah, no, bro, you're good. She's a bitch, right? Right now, she's a bitch, but it's understandable a little bit why she's acting that way. Okay, here's the fourth story. Am I the asshole for fighting with my cousin because I called her out on her spending? I, a 21-year-old female, and my second cousin, 24-year-old female, are incredibly close. We always hang out together, but her only problem is that she spends absolutely too much money on everything. On every colorful cup, makeup, and junk food. I told her that she needs to stop because at the end of the month she is left without a single penny and has to borrow. She works and isn't lazy, but she just has a spending issue. Recently she decided to sign up for tattooing courses. First she bought all the equipment, but when she arrived they told her that she had to pay full price upfront with no monthly installments. She called me because all the other relatives turned her down and asked for a loan. I said okay, but please give it back because I need this money too. Later I found out that she didn't pay for the courses after all. She just went out and bought herself new makeup instead, leaving the payment for later. I confronted her and we had a huge fight. I reminded her that I am younger, it is harder for me to earn money, and that's not how people act with those close to them. To which she replied, what difference does it make to what I spend it on? I'll pay you back anyway. Then she started crying, saying that I'm a bad sister for judging her, that everyone around is already picking on her and that I should have supported her. My heart felt very heavy and I feel like a complete fool. Am I the asshole? No. Biggest fucking no. No. The fact she technically gaslit you. She manipulated you. She made you feel guilty. Dude, you are not the asshole. She is. She literally stole from you. She asked for you for money that she was going to use to better herself, pretty much. And she didn't even end up using the money for the thing she was going to tell you she was going to use it for. She spent it. And she's not telling you at the very least, what she spent it on? I'm curious to know how much it was. Because I'm sure that tattooing courses are not cheap. Dude, no. She needs to be... Dude, no, like... No. You need to give her a reality check, okay? A lot of people in the world need a reality check, and I feel like she needs a big one, because that is fucked up what she did to you. You're not the asshole, alright? And you shouldn't even feel guilty for what she's done. Because it's her actions. She manipulated you, in my opinion. Oh boy, a gaming one. I love me some gaming ones. Alright. Am I the asshole for not wanting to share my PlayStation account password to my cousin? To start, I, 24-year-old male, have a PS4 that used to belong to my cousin, who's the 30-year-old female. I've had it for about a year and a half. We've been playing together for quite a while now, with her on her PS5 and me on the PS4 that used to be hers. About a week ago, we started playing Destiny 2. Now here's the main part of the story. She asked me for my email and password so that she could log into my account. She said it was to level up my character because of a mission in the game. For some context, she had previously asked for my password to do the same thing in Dead by Daylight. Oh boy, here comes Dead by Daylight again. Whatever. I wasn't completely comfortable with it, but I ended up giving it to her because I thought she genuinely just wanted to help me level up. Even so, I changed my password afterwards. More recently, she asked me to do the same thing again for Destiny 2. I asked her if there was any other way to do it, and she replied, I was just trying to help you. Clearly you don't trust me, but whatever, thanks. See you tonight if you still want to play. Her response made me feel both sad and angry. Because of that, I decided to not play with her that night, even though we had planned to. Later she kept messaging me asking where I was, and then she sent another message saying, I let you use my account whenever you want. But I can't log into yours to help you? What kind of BS is that? To have more context, the PS4 I have still has her user profile on it. And there have been times where she's offered to let me log into her account, so I could download games from her library. It's not that I didn't want to play those games, but I never asked for her access. She was always the one who offered. She compared those situations to imply that I was being hypocritical. What's your opinion on this? Am I the asshole for not letting her access my account? Am I actually being a hypocrite? So, in my own personal opinion, from my personal experience, No, you're not the asshole. Because I too would not like to. I would not like others to have access to my account, whether it's a friend, family member, whatever. That's just me. I do not want to mess with my shit because that's my account. That's my progress in whatever game I'm playing. I don't want someone's progress to heed my progress in whatever game I might be playing, or just in general mess something up. If she really wanted you to level up, she could have just told you, "And hey, man, you know, I need you to level up for this part. Just when you get the time, log in by yourself and level up." Like, she does not need to be doing that for you. That, if anything, takes away the satisfaction of playing a game. The whole reason is for you to build upon whatever you're working on in the game. Uh, but I could see her point of view. Obviously, you log into her account to download games that she has. Uh, I'm pretty sure some people would agree with her and say that you are the asshole, but in my opinion, from my personal experience, no, you're not the asshole. Okay, this one's kind of funny. Alright, am I the asshole for making fun of my boyfriend's penis? Up front, my boyfriend has an awesome penis. It's not huge or anything, about 7 inches, we measured, and fairly girthy, but it is really, really even comically small when it's flaccid, like 2 inches. In the privacy of our relationship, I playfully make fun of it all the time and he doesn't mind because he knows that he pleases me in bed. However, he has complained in the past about how much he hates locker room moments. When other dudes see it and assume he is hung like a grape even though he is not. So the other night we were having dinner with our friends and played a game where we pull word cues out of a hat. One of the cues was something like things that are short, and I write down my boyfriend's penis. They were, they were all read aloud, and when it's revealed that I wrote that particular answer, the room explodes in laughter. My boyfriend tries to brush it off, "Oh, you got me, haha," and laughs with everyone else. Then one of my boyfriend's male friends, who he goes to the gym with, slaps him on the back and tells him, "Oh, we've all seen it. We still love you, bro." More laughter. After we get back to his place, my boyfriend tells me that it bothers him that his friends think of him as a small guy because all they have seen is his flaccid penis in the locker room. He said that they made fun of him in the past and he has to brush it off for years because he feels that denying it will make it a bigger deal out of it than it is and has to silently take it. He said that by making that joke, all I have done was reinforce that perception and that it will just fuel the teasing. He wasn't mad, just disappointed. He said that he would never make fun of me if I had something unappealing about my body because he would never want to give me a negative impression about myself. That he would tell me I was beautiful no matter what. I felt really, really bad when he said that. I've apologized and things are fine now, but I think that maybe he is blowing this out of proportion. Am I the asshole, or should he maybe not take this so seriously? Dude, first asshole of the day. Yes, you are the asshole. Why would you do that, bro? You said yourself it's not small and that's 7 inches and girthy. Dude, that's good. That's above average. Like, what? You should be thankful that you have a boyfriend who has an above average penis size. Like, dude, like, most men are very unlucky and have like 2, 3, 4 inches, which is below average, and they're very insecure about it. And I don't know if you know this, but there is such, it's flaccid. Obviously, when your penis is flaccid, it's gonna be small, you know. But once you get hard, oh, it goes to its full length. And yes, unfortunately, penis size insecurity is a thing for a lot of men in the world because there's porn and there's things out there, or even talk of women and stuff like that, where they prefer much bigger, and in my opinion, fucking absurd sizes, which is like impossible to even you know deal with sexually. But yeah, no, you made him insecure about it, and then obviously when he's in the locker room, it's gonna be flaccid. It's not like he's gonna be hard because there's men everywhere. Uh, but yeah, and they're gonna see, I'm like, oh, it's flaccid. Oh no, it's small, it's small. Like, nah, that's really fucked up. And yeah, if he would not do the same thing to you, if he thinks you're beautiful, he's not gonna make fun of you when it comes to your looks or something that appeals to you. But yeah, definitely a bit of an asshole move. Alright, so this will probably be the last one for this video, so let's see. Am I the asshole for telling my wife she's overreacting about her son's weight gain? Since my son, 16-year-old male, entered puberty, he has started to gain weight. Last February, we took him for a health check and it turned out that he weighed 76 kilograms and was 1.67 meters tall or 167 pounds and 5 feet 6 inches tall. This worried his mom a lot, so since then she has tried to put him on a diet by restricting junk food, making him healthy snacks and that sort of thing. The problem is that, with the exception of soda, which he drinks quite a lot of, he doesn't eat much junk food. It's more that he simply eats larger portions. And if you ask me, his weight isn't much of a problem. Yes, he is medically overweight, but he isn't obese. Most men in our family are quite tall, and he's only 16. So once he's through puberty and fully grown, his weight is going to even out. Now to the conflict. Yesterday was my turn to cook, and I made 2 pieces for the 3 of us. To my wife, that was too much. In the middle of the meal, she told our son that he should slow down and not overeat. I thought that was rude and an exaggeration, so I told my son that he shouldn't worry and that enjoying food from time to time is fine. Anyway, we finished eating soon after that, and once our son went to his room, my wife exploded at me. She said I was undermining her efforts to keep him healthy and that I didn't care about his well-being. I said that she was exaggerating and in the process of giving him an eating disorder. After a while, we both cooled off and agreed to keep working on it. Alright, so let me just tell y'all that the majority agree that he is the asshole, but I can't really. I'm also conflicted in this one. It's 50-50 from both parties. Because, yes, he might be getting a little overweight. 167 pounds is not bad at all. Like, I mean, that's kind of average, right? But, so you have a mom who says he's too fat. And is pretty much limiting the way he eats and stuff like that. And I kind of do agree with the dad where, like, she might be trying to give him a eating disorder, but I mean, like I said, 167 pounds is not that. It's not. I don't even think that's fat. That's. But at the same time, the dad needs to understand that it could possibly lead to even more weight gain, and yeah, he might get to the point where he's too fat. And also, obviously, you'd want the best for your son. You want to keep him healthy. You want to keep him in shape. You know, make sure he grows well. Make sure he's eating a good amount of food, and not too much. So I'm giving this one another 50-50. You're not fully the asshole here, but your wife is also being a little too much about it. But alright, I think that'll do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know. I'll make more. Like and subscribe. Share with your friends. If you think they'll like this type of videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.